Welcome, everyone, to another edition of the First Family of Las Vegas's daily free winner show, brought to you by the best website on the planet, your one-stop sports betting shop, SportsMemo. Before I bring out today's very special guest, one of my favorites in the world, let alone in this business, and give out free winners for today's card. You know how I start every show. Good morning, Dionne.
Good morning. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. It's Friday. You know what that means? That means we still get to get up early the next few days, but we don't have to do any shows. So I don't have to look pretty the next few days.
You can sleep in maybe just a little bit longer.
That's right. Now, we did have a good time last night. You know, guys, I came to Las Vegas in December of 89 as a 20-year-old kid. And we had a 5-room suite at the old Aladdin. My father got me and my friends. And during my stay, I bought a house. That's how much I love. Now, I'm still a New Yorker. I love New York. It's probably the epicenter of the universe. But New York was no longer for me once I took one look at Las Vegas's weather, the people, the action. And I got to tell you, over the last 32 years that I'm here, it has grown in a lot of different ways. We still have the action and the weather. We now have some of the best restaurants in the world. We have some of the best hotels in the world. We have the greatest entertainment in the world. We have the best day and nightclubs in the world. But now we're getting major events. And yesterday we had draft day. And I want you to know, a lot of people are a little leery about bringing draft day here.
Oh, yeah.
Over 100,000 guests came into town. I didn't read or see about any incidents.
Me neither.
And we've got, let me tell you, if you looked on television, we were on the Strip a little bit. We were off the Strip. We saw people wearing every jersey you could imagine and representing the NFL. Every team you could imagine. I saw people getting along, people having fun on a beautiful 85-degree day with a nice breeze. My friend Mark Chinook was hosting some events. Hey, Mark, we had a lot of fun. We stopped by a couple of parties, and sometimes it's good to be Joe D'Amico in Vegas. We didn't have to deal with traffic. We have some friends in the police force that shushed us through and by. So I'm sorry if some people are like, I can't believe how you got from here to there so quickly. But we met some nice Raiders from the old Raiders teams and the new Raiders teams, the current Raiders teams. Then we went over to a great place, Crab Corner, which is American Crab House. We're hanging out with some Ravens, got to hang out with Jonathan Ogden a bit, which, guys, I lie and I say I'm 5'8". When I had hair, I used to tell people I was 5'10". But I've got to tell you, this guy was a monster for, don't quote me, 14 years, I think, in the league. I could be wrong. One of the best offensive linemen in the history of the game. Sweetest guy ever.
He was like a big old teddy bear.
He had a Super Bowl ring on, and I had my big pinky ring. I says, "You want to trade?" And he went, "Oh." I said, "By the way, I can wear yours. I can use yours as a hula hoop." He laughed. Sweetest guy ever. But I just wanted to say, you know, guys, Vegas gets a bad rap in a lot of ways. It's not a family city. Not if you're visiting. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not a family city. All right. If you live here, there's some great things for families, and we have great schools and whatnot. But you know, it's not a family city. You don't bring your kids and go, "Oh, look at the Strip." You know, we got people handing out cards for strip clubs on the Strip. Not that I've ever been there, but we have a great city, and it's just getting better and better. I'm so happy for it because this is my home. You know, people, they only hear or they only talk about the negative things, and there are bad things that happen in every city. But we have a great city, great weather, and I think this is just the tip of the iceberg. We're going to be seeing a lot more major events come here. You know, we got Super Bowl's coming, and soccer's coming, and this is coming, a World Cup. A lot of talk about this. And so I just wanted to.
Hopefully, we may be having a baseball team out here.
Yeah, that will be wonderful. Well, the success of the Golden Knights opened it up for the Raiders to come, and now the success of the Raiders means there'll be, I believe that we're going to be getting a baseball team here. I really do. And you got to understand something else, guys.
And then hopefully right behind that, we'll have basketball.
We'll have basketball. 10 months a year here, you can have an outdoor sport you can play golf here 12 months a year. 10 months a year, it's absolutely gorgeous. 2 months, it gets a little chilly. I'm not talking about like my guest upstate New York chilly where it's negative 20, but it gets a little, like me personally, man, I mean, coming from New York, living here, if it's the coldest it gets, I can still walk around in shorts because I don't consider it cold. But I want you to know how much I love Vegas, and I digress, though, because now I babbled again. Sports fans, this afternoon, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, live. I will be hosting the Full Count MLB Sports Betting Show. Joining me today will be the First Lady of Las Vegas, Dionne D'Amico, and the body himself, Jesse Schul. So tune in today before you make any of your Friday baseball decisions. Dionne, you got some announcements.
I do. With Joey and I have a huge NBA discount. We are both on the pro basketball leaderboards for a few days, for a week, for a month, and for the season. So the Sports Memo is allowing you to receive the rest of NBA for just $99. All you have to do is use code $9.99 upon checkout.
Hoop, there it is. All right. Every Friday I look forward to this show. I wake up, I'm happy, no matter how much I drank the night before. I'm just kidding. I'm happy. I get just a little bit. I wake up because I wake up with the most wonderful woman in the world. But I get to share Fridays with my dear friend, a pioneer in the sports betting industry, and one of the best looking guys I know, Mr. Ross Benjamin. Ross, happy Friday to you.
Hey, well, thank you for the kind words. I'll tell you, Joe, I've worked with a lot of people in this industry, and you're worth the price of admission. And I mean that respectfully. Entertaining, energetic, brings great content to the table, and SportsMemo is lucky to have you and your beautiful wife doing this daily show that they do. You bring a lot to the table, both of you.
Thank you.
Ross, I appreciate that, especially coming from you. I'm getting choked up. That means a lot. I want you to know, that we always talk about this. When I was younger, the old saying, if you find something you love to do, you never work a day in life. Yep. Well, Ross, I can't sing and dance, and I found a niche I could pick winners. But I got to tell you, I get to work with my wife, who I love more than anything, and I get to work with some of the most wonderful people like yourself. And it's not like working. Now, SportsMemo, it still works, so I still got to get paid. That's all I'm saying. But I would do this for nothing because I enjoy doing this, and I get to provide more winners and losers for everybody out there. But I get to be with my wife, and I get to be with you, Ross. So thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome, and it's well deserved, and I mean it sincerely, Joe.
Speaking of, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Speaking of deserving some accolades, I know for a fact, because I follow the trades, if you will, that you won your first round game of the year last night. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, please correct me, that you are 16-0 this season on NBA moneyline bets. And going back to last season, 23-1, which makes you, listen, I always tell people, do something once, do it twice, do it three times, you're lucky. You're lucky. Do it season in, season out, you're getting good. Do it for decades, and you're only one person, Ross Benjamin. Ross, it's just astounding, your success. And numbers don't lie, you know what I'm saying?
No. You know what I always say, Joe, numbers don't lie and liars don't figure.
Absolutely.
So there's a lot of truth to that statement. Anyway, yes, Philadelphia by 35 last night over Toronto. I had them on the money line, minus 117, and you are correct, Joe. As documented by SportsMemo, 16-0 this season with my NBA money line picks, as well as 23-1 since I joined SportsMemo last March. So it's all documented right there, and I never crossed the threshold of minus 135 when it comes to giving out NBA money line picks, reasonably sized favorites or underdogs. And, Joe, we both know how long an NBA season is and how many picks we put out through the course of the year. And neither one of us, actually all three of us, to my knowledge, we're not big volume handicappers in terms of putting out 1 million games a day. So when you put out 16 picks through a course of the year and you win each one, that means I'm very selective in what I do. And when I isolate these kind of games, I've been quite successful, obviously.
That's good stuff. Now, Russ, I will tell you, there are people, and I'm not high volume. Dionne's not high volume. There are people out there that put out tons of plays. And hey, if you're making money for yourself or your clients,
exactly,
more power to you. I'm like you, Ross. I think less is more in just about everything in life, except for my big jewelry and stuff like that. But no, I will tell you, I'm a less is more guy, and it's amazing how when you're as selective as you are, how successful you still are, and it's amazing. So you deserve all the accolades in the world.
Yeah, and Joe, if I can interject, I by no means am I being disrespectful to anybody at the site or any other site that puts out a high volume of plays daily. If you're winning and you're making money, like Joe said, that's fantastic. More power to you. I would just tell folks, if they dabble in, to be careful with those types of handicappers. I'm not trying to tell you not to buy from them, but just be prepared with your bankroll. If God forbid you get in and he has 1 or 2 or 3 straight bad days in a row, you could be knocked out of the box. Whereas with handicappers like ourselves, we're going to make you money over the long haul. We're going to give you strict money management plans, and bad starts aren't going to put you out of business, nor will they put us out of business as well. So I hope that statement and our comments aren't taken out of context.
No, I'm sure they're not. And like because I agree with you. Um, for somebody like us, hey, listen, if I have a bad day, and sports fans, even I have bad days. They go 0-3.
Oh yeah,
I'm 24 hours away from being back in the plus column.
right.
I understand that, and you're right. And if somebody who has high volume is making money, great. But you got to be prepared to weather the storm. Listen, I can tell you this off the cuff. I have a friend who's a reality TV star here in Vegas. Came to me. This person bet $100 a game. They found a guy in the business who is popular on social media. 100, double up tomorrow. 200, 400, 800, 1,600, 3,200, 6,400, 12. Had over $25,000 on a game. Called me crying.
Yeah.
Saying, I've never done anything like this before. I've lost a dozen straight games. He keeps having me double. What do I do? I said, well, why don't you call me a while ago? I told you to step back. Wait,
Yeah.
Everybody goes on streaks.
Yeah.
Guys
Joe, if I can interject again, yeah. I'm sorry to interrupt you. But before I lose my train of thought, now that gentleman he was getting the picks from who lost 12 in a row and got him up to a $25,000 progressive bet. That's what we call that in the industry where you keep chasing the money you lost. He could be a very good handicapper for all we know. The problem is now you get to a point. What happens if you lose that $25,000 bet? What happens if you don't have the money to make that $25,000 bet because you've expended everything in your sports betting bankroll? This guy could go 17-0 in the next 17, and guess what? You're out of money, and you couldn't recoup your money because you ran out because he's such a the volume handicapping thing.
Ross, money management is just if not more important than wins and losses.
Yeah, exactly.
We've all been there. Maybe on a college baseball Saturday was 70, 80 games, and you go 2-0 in the morning. You don't double up in the afternoon. You go 0-2 in the morning. You don't double up in the afternoon. Don't chase your money. Money management. This is nuggets of sports betting gold from Ross and I and Dionne, because you money management, guys. It is about it. Ross, I see people, even when I first got to town in 1990, I went to deal in a casino. I was dealing 21. I was a house dealer. Hated being a house dealer. I was looking for the house. Hated it. Then a guy upstairs that had a lot of money kept winning. They called me out of the break room. I beat him 17 straight hands. 17 straight hands. And they had me shuffling every hand. 17 straight. The guy went home. He didn't have pockets in his pants. Yeah. I felt bad for the guy.
Yeah.
And it's all about money management, wins and losses, and being smart. And I got to tell you, man, it's always been more enjoyable for me when I'm making money. So if you have a bad day, there's no shop, go to dinner, take your husband, take your wife. There's always tomorrow. These are nuggets of gold, Ross. I mean,
Joe, if I could again interject, and because I love this conversation, by the way. Because it's vastly important. You're 100% right, Joe. I get several calls from clients who come to me and say, Ross, I keep hearing you preach about money management. What exactly should I do? And the first thing I ask them is, what's your bankroll? And I'm not talking about your kid's tuition fund, your mortgage payment. I'm talking about if indeed you set a bankroll, whether that be $10,000, $5,000, $1,000, or $100, if you lost the entire bankroll, God forbid, okay, is it going to change the quality of your life tomorrow? So you set a bankroll, and then I always say you should not be betting more than 5% on any one play. And what I like to do is I'll tell them that most of your plays should come in the 3 percentile range. And then my top plays get up to 5%. But, that's different for everybody in terms of money management, in terms of setting a bankroll. But those are the two key aspects to me. Sure. Set a bankroll. Not getting into anything that's going to get you in trouble with your wife, your family, your employer, anything like that. And then stick to those guidelines of between 3 and 5%, whatever you're comfortable with. Okay. If you play the same amount on every game and you have a smaller bankroll, 5% is okay. You know what I mean? So that's exactly the way what I would subscribe to. I'm curious as to what your thoughts would be.
Well, I got to tell you, I agree with you. And it also goes on how I've been going. I don't mind progressing my bets. I don't mind pulling back a little bit. I will tell you, Russ, I do deal with people that call me up. I have a little notoriety in this business, let alone in Vegas, say, hey, can you make me $100,000? And I can say, do you have $100,000? Then I can make you $100,000.
Yep.
If you have a few $1,000s, I can certainly supplement your income. But I'm not going to make you enough for you to retire. Over years, you can make enough, put some away. But this is about being disciplined, being smart. People that, well, I want to make $1 million. Do you have $1 million to make $1 million? Because it takes $1 million to make $1 million.
Yeah.
Do you have 100,000 to make $1 million? And listen, that's where a lot of people in the world, they sell a bill of goods out there. Oh, I can make a few $100 player $50,000. Yeah, it doesn't work like that, guys. It doesn't work.
That's not a handicapper. It's a tout.
And you know what? I will tell you this. People say, well, they give this business a bad name. I think it's different because I'll tell you why. And I'm going to give you a good example. Matt Damon's a nice-looking guy. When he stands next to George Clooney, he's not as nice-looking. When George Clooney stands next to Brad Pitt, he's not as nice-looking. So I think,
and then when he stands next to you,
and then we stand. So my point was,
very good, Dionne.
There's good and bad in every walk of life and every business, and I don't mind those people because they make guys like you and me and Dionne look that much better. Yep. On that note, Ross, I love you. I know you've got a big free winner today. I know you got to step aside after the show because you got to get your plays up and go get your bets in for today. Can you tell everyone you're a big free winner today?
Absolutely, Joe. But I did enjoy that conversation, and I hope the viewers did as well, because it's not only our job to pick winners, but we need to educate, because there's a lot of novice bettors out there with the legality of sports betting in many states in this country right now. Many people need to be educated. So I hope with these videos, you not only are after free picks, but you absorb information and are a smarter sports bettor today than you were yesterday. And if you watch this show with Joe and Dionne, I could assure you will be. Anyway, getting to this game, the Philadelphia Phillies at the New York Mets. It'll be Aaron Nola going for the Phillies, and it'll be Tyler McGill going for the New York Mets. A couple of very good right-handers. As a matter of fact, McGill in 4 starts this year. The Mets are 4-0 in those starts. And McGill's 2.35 ERA and 0.91 WHIP have a lot to do with it. And this guy's got pinpoint control, as he's only walked 3 men in 23 innings pitched so far this season. He also did make a start earlier this year at Philadelphia, actually on April the 12th. And he pitched 5 1/3 scoreless innings while walking none and only allowing 3 hits. The Mets, 5-2 at home thus far, and their bullpen ERA at home is 2.05. So the Mets bullpen is getting it done at pitcher-friendly Citi Field. The Mets currently are a -120 money line favorite. And since last year, within the money line parameter of -100 to -150, they played 24-7 to the under, and that's at home. Let me clarify that. Within the money line parameter of a home -100 to -150, the Mets have played 24-7 to the under since the start of last season. Aaron Nola, not too bad himself. Shaky opening start, and that was against the Mets, ironically. But since then, he's corrected things. His last 3 starts, 2.87 ERA and a very good 0.96 WHIP. And I know Joe loves that term WHIP. And Philadelphia's bullpen, which started terribly and hasn't been very good over the last 3 seasons, is starting to come on a little bit. Over the last 8 games, their bullpen ERA is under 3. And this is also a Philadelphia team that, when facing a National League starting pitcher with a WHIP of 1.05 or less, and again, WHIP, folks, walks plus hits divided by innings pitched. When they're facing a National League starting pitcher with a WHIP of 105 or less, which McGill has at 0.91 after 4 starts, they've gone 16-4 to the under since the start of last season. And the weather forecast for this evening is calling for winds of 10 to 11 miles an hour blowing in. It's already tough enough to hit home runs at Citi Field, let alone with wind conditions. Although that's not gale-like winds, it still could keep a ball or 2 from leaving the ballpark, Joe. So I'm going to go, even though it's a low number, I'm not going to let it scare me away. Actually, this game opened at 7.5. It's now down to 7, but it's there for a reason. I'm going with the Phillies and the Mets under 7.
Ross Benjamin, a pioneer of the sports betting industry, says under 7 Mets Phillies. Yeah, sports fans, I hope you really appreciate the nuggets of sports betting wisdom you're getting from Ross Benjamin. And Ross Benjamin has been in this business for he may look like he's 22, but he's been in this business for many years. He's been successful for many years. And trust me when I tell you, you're getting from his experience. You got to have a certain knack for doing this. But for doing it and being as successful as Ross says, it's a little more than a knack. So absorb. Ross said something earlier that that's going to stay with me for a long time. Absorb the information you get from these shows. Of course, you want some free winners, and we want to supply them to you. Plus, a few laughs, have a good time in the process. But want you to know, you absorb this information you're getting because this is life-changing and life-saving information. Yeah. Ross, I know you've got to take off.
Yeah.
I continued success. We can't. I'm so happy that 16-0 on those moneyline NBA bets this season, 23-1 going back to last year. Another free winner from you today in baseball. And I know you're having a great baseball season. I know you've got to take off, so I wanted to wish you a wonderful Friday.
Yeah, if I could just one more thing, Joe.
Sure.
All right, I'm going to run through this real quick, so I won't take too much of your time. But we mentioned the NBA money line picks. It doesn't stop there. My NBA sides, money line and point spread picks on a 21-8 run right now. My players have made $5,550. Boy, that was a tongue twister. And and then I have a 3% winning side tonight in the Memphis-Minnesota game. And again, folks, 21-8 run with my NBA sides. Major League Baseball, I'm going to ramp it up a little now. I've been sticking my toe in the water, but now we're getting a volume of results and more data in front of us. And my MLB picks of 4% or greater, 42-19 since last April 27th. And my players during that time have made $9,000. Also, keep an eye on those 4%. I keep wanting to say 4-star. 4% or better plays on a 13-2 run in all sports with those selections. And the all sports altogether on a 28-17 run right now and close to $5,000 in profit, Joe. Thank you for giving me the time to say
$5,000 in profit. Sports fans are one of the best to ever be in this business. Ross, wish you luck tonight. Wish you luck this weekend. God bless. Enjoy Saturday and Sunday. We'll be talking to you next week.
Thanks for having me, guys. Love you both.
Have a great day. Love you. Bye-bye.
Have a great weekend. Good luck.
Well, I have a lot of fun every time Ross is on the show.
Yes, I know.
And sports fans, I mean that
knowledge.
You're getting this knowledge free of charge. I want you to know there's no price for admission here. We want to make sure that you're always ahead of the game. And, we would love it if you went and bought our premium information on SportsMemo, but you're picking up some real, some vital things here from Ross and the other great cappers at SportsMemo. So let's go right into someone who is even better looking than Ross. The first lady of Las Vegas. I know you're really killing it on these free plays.
I am.
What are you, like 21-3 run or something? I know you've got some exciting things happening tonight in baseball for everyone out there. I know you got another free winner. Dionne, take it away.
Absolutely. So I have isolated just one big winner today. Going back to last year, my MLB Grand Slams are 67%. So I have my game poster right now over at SportsMemo for just $10. So join me, hit a Grand Slam, and win big.
First lady of Las Vegas has a big winner, a Grand Slam. Did you say 75%?
67%.
60. I'm dyslexic. 67%. Going back to last season, right after the show, take advantage of those discounts. By the first lady. She's the winner. And she got another free winner right now. Take it away, darling.
Yeah, as Joey did say, I did have another nice winner again yesterday on the show in the NBA. And today's free play is going to take place in baseball. As we are near the close of the first month of the season, the St. Louis Cardinals are playing some very good baseball. They possess a top 10 scoring offense. They're not doing it with the long ball. They're doing it with base hits and smart base running. They have a team batting average of 248 and rank number 1 with 19 stolen bases. Their pitching staff is also top 10 with a team ERA of 3.13. They took game 1 of this series yesterday by a score of 8-3 to give them 4 consecutive wins over the Arizona Diamondbacks and 7 in the last 8 meetings. The Arizona lineup is having problems putting runs on the board. They now must face one of the most experienced pitchers in all of baseball, in Adam Wainwright. In his 17 years in the majors, the right-hander is 11-5 with a 3.28 ERA in 18 appearances, including 15 starts versus the Diamondbacks. Madison Bumgarner has had a tough time with the Cardinals, going 4-6 with a 5.50 ERA in 13 starts against them in his career. With very little run support, I don't expect anything to change here today. The Diamondbacks are just 14-58 the last 72 on the road, while the Cardinals are 6-1 the last 7 versus the NL West. So I'm going to go ahead and take St. Louis on the run line.
First lady of Las Vegas says take the Cardinals on the run line. She made a believer out of me. 23-1, something like that, or 21-3.
21-3.
A run on free plays between this and the MLB show, which you'll be on later on today. Guys, forgive us. Our dogs are running all over the place this morning. They're throwing us a little bit off. But we have a real weakness for our dogs. I got to tell you that. Guys, go over to SportsMemo. Use those discounts you get over there for follow the First Lady, because of her free plays are on a 21-3 run. My dyslexia. Imagine what a premium plays will do for you. I've got something I'd like to talk to everyone about. Sports fans, with all the games to choose from on the Friday MLB card, I have uncovered one big winner just for you today, and it is a biggie. Join me here with my legendary NL Best Bet Play. My best bets are just that, the best bet on the board. And today we beat your book with this big National League matchup winner. I have it posted right now at SportsMemo for just $7. All right, $7. All right, guys, my free play today. Baseball is about streaks, and today we see the hottest team in the American League West face one of the coldest teams in the Central. The Los Angeles Angels have won 5 in a row, while the Chicago White Sox, they've dropped 9 of the last 10. My friends, much of Los Angeles' success has come from their lineup. In every major category, their offense ranks in the top 10. They are getting base hits as well as smashing home runs. Not only that, but they are moving runners along very well, one of the best in either league in stealing bases. They're really playing smart baseball, this team. Their issues have usually come from their pitching staff, and right now they rank in the middle of the pack. However, one of their best takes the mound here today. Noah Syndergaard, the righty, 2-0 with a 2.12 this season, guys. Flip side, I have never been a big fan of Lucas Giolito. He is off to a good start. Despite a 0-0 record in his 2 starts, he has an ERA of just 1.13. He struck out 15 in just 8 innings pitched, but his style of pitching is tailor-made for the Angels lineup. I feel Syndergaard can contain the lackluster White Sox offense, while the Angels' bats does the rest. LA has taken 4 of the last 5 meetings. They're 5-1 overall the last 6 on the road, 5-0 the last 5 versus righties, 7-2 the last 9 as a road dog, and 19-7 the last 26 versus the AL Central. I'll take LA here. I like them as a dog. I think they got the wrong favorite here. I think they should be a slight favorite. Take them to the bank. Dionne, I want everybody to tune in today at 12 p.m. Pacific, live, 3 p.m. Eastern, as I host the Full Count MLB Sports Betting Show. Dionne will be joining me. Jesse Schul, Jesse the Body will be joining us. So before you pull the trigger on any baseball bets today, come watch that show. You'll get some great free plays. Also, my friends, very excited that our numbers on both shows are going up because of you. So please go over to the SportsMemo YouTube channel, subscribe, follow us. Takes 2 seconds. Us, Ross Benjamin, who you just saw, does some great content. Our good buddy John Ryan, the hardest working guy in sports betting. He does a ton of shows. Also follow YouTube's Twitter channel. The best collection of cappers anywhere on the planet is at YouTube. We put a ton of free stuff up. Dionne, I know you have a Twitter page, and you actually answer a lot of the DMs that people hit you up with. What is your Twitter page?
You can find me over at the First Lady of Vegas, and then you can also find Joey over at Joe D'Amico Wins.
Real quick, the games we covered today: Ross Benjamin, a pioneer in the sports betting industry, under 7, Mets, Phillies. Dionne, what did you have?
I had the Cardinals -1.5 plus 120.
And I had the Angels plus 120. Dionne, can you take us out of here?
I can. So don't forget, Joey and I have that huge NBA discount, as we are both on the pro basketball leaderboards for a few days, a week, a month, and for the season. SportsMemo is allowing you to receive the rest of NBA for just $99. All you have to do is use Hoop99 upon checkout. And don't forget to tune in next week, as we have some very special guests and more free winners. And be sure to take advantage of this upcoming Tuesday, $2 Tuesday, as the hottest NBA capper around is featured. My husband, Joe D'Amico. And on behalf of SportsMemo, Ross, and us, this is the First Family of Vegas.
Everyone out there, good luck and have a winning day.